Hey all, this is Dinosa, and I was asked to do an app review here with this specific game called Agent Perry, or on the or I believe that that's what it is. So then, or no, I'm sorry, it's not Agent Perry, but Where's My Perry? On the little confusing. Let me turn down the volume. Sorry. On the simply, this is Where's My Perry? This is another game by that's similar to many strategy games here, but it's by Disney. And of course, is based on a cartoon character, which right now they're somewhat pushing on the society on America. On the now. What I think is interesting about this is, but other than the fact that the character is a duck-billed platypus, and there's definitely some correlations between the famous Darkwing Duck, the '90s. Actually, I would say late '90s, on that. Which actually Darkwing Duck was a ripoff of Batman, but that was a whole nother issue. Uh, um, what is neat about this game on that is that the physics motion on that, which the game does advertise when you purchase it, on that about realistic physics of water. And it's not just water. It's actually, from what I've seen, I've played the first three levels on that, or first three missions I've said, and it's water, it's steam, it's mechanics, and really, your whole purpose is you're not really Agent P or Agent Platypus. What you are is you're trying to help him get to the meeting. So what happens? He gets through some high-speed transport, and then he gets stuck. I'll just kind of do a quick one right here. If you could see right here, he gets thrown into a little thing. I would say, yep. So he's in that little, right there, he's in that little thing that you're trying to get him out. Now, this one's a really easy level where all you're going to do is take your finger and go on the dirt and just dig it down. So I'll just go real quick. And see, the steam will fly up and he will be released. And then he goes down into the next level, which is kind of neat. On the on that, which it's a different perspective. Now, I've been playing Candy Crush on that, and this one actually, just from the little I've played with it, between working, there's water that shoots through pipes, there's lasers that freeze it, there's lasers that heat it. There's a lot of chemical actions with it. It even has lava, which can be frozen, which can be melt. It could do a lot of things, but all of it all depends on you digging, and ultimately you're trying to also kill three different um, goblin things. Now, unfortunately, well, I would say unfortunately, if you compare this game to Candy Crush, Candy Crush is just a different kind of game. See, Candy Crush is more of a graphical, mechanical game where you're simply trying to match things up and get it. And I admit that game is addicting. This one is really different on the basis that when you play it, you not only have to factor where the water is and the physics of the water, such as if you draw a certain line to make a certain pathway, if your finger moves wrong, then the water could actually bounce in a different direction. You could completely fail the whole thing. And that's what's kind of neat about it, is that it uses the physics and you learn. And when you learn your mistakes, your guy simply doesn't get to the meeting and he's trapped forever. So so what you learn is how to use the puzzles. It's puzzle fitted, but the only difference is it's not as cheap. Well, at least I haven't gotten to higher levels yet. It's not as cheap as Candy Crush can be. Whereas that's more of a Tetris, more of a matchup game. This game is more of a thinking game where you actually have to. Where's my parry? Where you have to actually think about what your action is, and your digging sometimes has to be done in sequence to make it work on that in order to get through the meeting. So, such as for an example, that you could dig a line down on that, and then what'll happen is that it'll go into a pipe, then it'll go around the screen and go to this one room and then squirt out on that. But then you have to build up this pool before you underline the pool to have it zapped into freeze, and then you have to steam it on that to get the freeze to hit the bottom and then smash, and then to get to steam to unload it to finally unlock the elevator. That's the neat things I liked about it. Is there's a lot of mechanical thinking with it. So it's not as quite just up in front. Like here, you get a triangle, you get an exploding one, you get 6 in a row, you get a big old divine or whatever it is on that. And it's just a different take. Now, what I looked at is even on my app store, there's other games such as Where's My Water at Disney. And it looks like Disney has done this with other characters, except this particular one has an alligator on it. On that. So, unfortunately, I don't know anything about the AgP platypus, anything of the whole Disney. To be honest, I kind of tuned out of the whole Disney thing years and years ago. Darkwing Duck pretty much was the end of it all before they started focusing mainly on their Disney Channel. That I would have to say that was the pinnacle end of the most original series of Disney, and that. Times change, things change. I mean, now they're trying to push computer graphics and very cheap. That's the one thing about this AgP is that it's drawn pretty neat, but it's not drawn. It's computer. The whole thing is computer, and a lot of programs are going this way. And even there's no difference. See, here's the thing: they put it on this game, and it's no different than what it was on that when they originally drew it, because they drew it on a computer and all they do is transfer it. So it's just money, 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 cash, cash, cash. So there's little differences I would have done differently. But I like it. I like the game. I think as far as the puzzle goes and the game's good. It's very entertaining. And you get a little victory screen. You get individual achievements. All that information on that in a long day. On that. And it's just a very fun game, and it's different than the standard Bejeweled or Candy Crush or Tetris on that. It's a puzzle thinking game where you actually have to use your mechanical knowledge about where water flows or where lava flows, how things flow, how steam rises, how different roofing or pathways can affect that, and how to freeze steam and then chain it back. I mean, it's just a lot of trickiness to it, which is neat, and then it makes the game exciting. But I don't know if it's a buy though. Like for example, Candy Crush, they use for free. And I would think Disney would want everyone to play it so they could watch the show, but I don't know. But then again, I also saw on Disney where they wanted to charge $1 for an alarm clock with the app, so go fig. Anyway, this is Dinosaur. It's definitely a buy if you like puzzles, I like mechanical thinking puzzles. It's definitely a buy on that. It'll challenge you on that, and but also keep playing other games. But this is an app review, and I hope you liked it. I'll talk to you all later.